We're back. We're bad. He's insane. Of course, he's the Swede. Linus is here from Sweden. So we thought we'd shoot several videos while he's here. Make him a star in the land of snow. His family likes watching him on camera, obviously. And we're going to talk about the TwoSun TS162 today. This is a really cool knife. This started out, it's a Wong design, Wong Den Xin. I'll give you the Instagram link to him and all the information of the different designers and their Instagram links for TwoSun knives. He's done a lot of knives, TS81, TS89, TS10, whatever, 7, I don't know, a bunch of different ones, 127, etc., the 68, and they just keep coming. But this one is really, really nice. When it first came out, like I was going to say, it was in 12C27 Sandvik steel. Now it's also being offered in S90V. Also, if you notice the TS127, which is that orange G10 with carbon fiber bolsters, that started coming out in 12C27. It is now out in S90V as well. So I have one of those coming because I can't stop buying these crazy knives. And this one, yes, we're going to take it to the tabletop so we can go over it. We'll disassemble it and see if we can get it back together. And it's really smooth, great looking knife, great drop, symmetrical carbon fiber on the front and the back, titanium, of course, frame lock slash, if you want to call it bolster lock, flipper, right hand tip up carry only, and it's got a nice back spacer, that's titanium, of course, titanium pocket clip, and ceramic bearings. So to the tabletop we go. All right, Aru, we're on the desktop. Going to have Linus hand me tools as we need them when we come to the disassembly part. But, of course, the TS162, beautiful knife. I just think this knife is, well, I think it's one of the best TwoSun knives ever made, as far as I'm concerned. Currently, it is my all-time favorite TwoSun knife. Carbon fiber is really nice, pretty seamless. Both sides here. Of course, here's a little drop because you got a bolster lock or frame lock, however you want to call that. Contoured carbon fiber, titanium, pocket clip, and back spacer. Really nice looking. I didn't bring my magnet out here, so I can't tell you for sure if these are titanium pieces of hardware. I don't think they are, so I'm going to defer. I kept thinking I touched them with a magnet, but I can't swear to that. But this one is in S90V. Wong Den Xin is his mark here of his design. And this is in, like I said, S90V. The first ones that were coming out were in 12C27. Seems like they're now starting to come out with models where now they're evolving or they're just offering another steel option. So like the TS127 in orange, that was 12C27. Now they're offering it in S90V. And some of the other models have come out in D2 and they've changed and come out with another one, exactly the same, except they're offering M390, that kind of thing. So I like that. So let's take a look real quick. Let's see. How heavy is this dog? 4.64 ounces, not bad. 131.6 grams. So take a look at the size. Compare it to the Delica. Okay, this is the glow-in-the-dark one. And there you go. Yeah, it's much bigger than the Delica. So let's take the Shaman. How about that? The micarta Shaman in crew wear. And yes, it's bigger than the Shaman. But is it bigger than the Recon 1? No, it is not. Okay, so the Recon's much bigger. Here we go. Throw the tape on it. Let's have a little look, see, and as long as the tip's not going through here. almost 4-inch blade. So close, really close to 100 millimeters. Right at that, actually. Not 9 inches overall, but only about an eighth shy of that. So 8 7/8 and 22.5 centimeters. Pretty nice. Let's see blade stock here. And we're at 4 millimeters. 0.157 there. And then thickness. And that's 6/10 of an inch. 15.4 millimeters. Let's see if it changes up and down here. No, it doesn't. Okay. And if I can get on here. No. Okay. So it's the same. It doesn't like get thicker in the middle or anything. It's the same all the way up and down. Beautiful. Love the pocket clip. I've carried this several times. Goes in and out of the pocket really nicely. And the back spacer, yes, really finishes it off. Just a good looking knife. And of course it's got an insert in the lock bar, hardened steel insert. And we were going to disassemble this so you can take a look as well. Got a little choil area up here. That's nice. You can technically get your finger in there depending on how fat your finger is. You know, so it is usable that way. Got jimping on a thumb ramp. I love the blade design. You know, piercing, slicing shouldn't be a problem. I got mine on eBay. Yeah, which is where we're all getting ours mostly. I mean, they do have a store on AliExpress. I'll give you the link to that. And some people actually sell them outright on eBay these days and that kind of thing. So check around. If you don't like the eBay thing, go to the AliExpress store. And, of course, remember, White Mountain Knives here in the USA, they carry TwoSun knives. Now, they're not carrying all the models, and the depth of inventory they'll have maybe not all that much. So when you see these models available on White Mountain, they're going to be fairly comparable to the ending prices of the eBay auctions, from what I understand. So if you really just don't want to go through the auction process, then I think that's a good option. White Mountain Knives, of course, you can use the LTK discount code to get 10% off. So, yeah, absolutely. Here's some information on the knife. The length, 222 millimeters, 126 millimeters closed, 3.9 millimeter blade stock. I said 4 millimeters. And, blade length, 93 millimeters. No, that's more like 99 to 100. So maybe they're talking about actual cutting length, but no, ours shows longer than that. And I've kind of noticed that on some of the knives that I've seen, and when I get them, I'm a little surprised that they're bigger than I thought they were when I see the millimeters advertised of blade length. So, detent on this, it's appropriate. It's appropriate for this knife. It's not overly strong, but it's not too light. And you know what? It's just right for finger flicking. So you kind of don't want the detent to be too strong, or you can't finger flick it. But it's so smooth on those ceramic bearings. By the time that detent ball kicks free, it's coming open. This is not an easy knife to fail. Flipper tab's real intuitive, real easy to get to, real far forward. Not too big, not too tall. Got jimping on the front of it. There's your blade stop. The design flows really well, beautiful. This right into the bolster. And, I think he used all he could use pretty much of this handle length in the blade. Yeah, that's pretty close. So, really, all in all, it's just an incredible knife. incredible knife. And of course it comes in luxurious mahogany display box here. They pulverized mahogany and made it into paper. There you go. That's right. I'm sorry. It's just, and then I take my glorious magic marker and we go at it. Because if the top of the box is scrambled up with others and the bottom of the box, I can put them back together. And then as I stack them in my shelf, because for some reason I am like almost turned into the ultimate TwoSun collector, I've got the TS. I can look at the very end and go, which knives are D2, which ones are other metals, which ones are titanium, which ones are G10, and what's the model number. And also, I'll put the designer on one of the ends. So, and I've got a label maker, and I've been too damn lazy to even pull it out, set it up, and get it going so I can actually just print the little labels and make it more professional looking, but here I go. So this is what I do there. Oh, by the way, I want to throw this into Wong has another one out, and this is the TS182, and this is some bad boy right here. This is total carbon fiber with a titanium liner lock, and they actually, like as they did in the TS127, they put in a hardened steel insert in the titanium liner. Who does that? These guys do. So this is M390, and this is light. Okay, I'm going to do this. I know I shouldn't be doing this. I'm going to have a separate review on this, but you know, in case you're interested, this is pretty damn cool. So what do we got? 103 grams. Roll it around to ounces again. You know, 3.6. So this is even lighter than this one is, right? So another ounce, and they're pretty much the same size. They're pretty close. So, wow, it's really cool. They're just, this one I just couldn't resist. I paid the money for it. I paid all the money, but I think it's well worth it, you know, for that price. $150, yes, and it's still a bargain in the knife world. Let me also do another thing for you while we can chop up my ad here. Go on the back side and do a little bit of a cut test. Okay. Yeah, I think, whoop. Paper cutting skills are world famous. World famous. So, yeah, it's sharp. It's really sharp. And most of the TwoSun knives, I can't remember getting one that wasn't really pretty doggone sharp. And now again these days I'm starting to play with my strop a bunch. So, but I try and do my reviews before I put them on the strop, because I want to take them maybe to a next level of sharpness. But I kind of want to let you know how sharp they are just out of the box from the factory. And wow. Man, this thing is smooth. This action. Centered, no blade play, no lock rock, but here it goes. That is nice. That is really nice. What do you think?
It's really, really nice.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I really like the TwoSun knives. I know my tester guy, Kurt, JCoolG19, check out his channel. But every time he gets them in his hands, he's going, I am just so impressed at the fit and the finish on these. The ergos on this is outstanding. Outstanding. I should have said this. This should have been the first thing I said. Because really, look at this, okay? Palm swell, the contouring, everything on this says comfort. This is so comfortable. This has got to be, I mean, this might be the most comfortable knife I think I've ever had in my hands. I mean, it's really, really good. Yeah, better than the Shaman. The Para 2 I really like, but it doesn't have that contouring here. This really, really is not. It's really good. It's just really good. Okay. So what else do you want to know besides what's inside the guts? So let's go to the guts. And I have had this apart once. I believe I had this apart once. Whoop, 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 whoop. I thought I took it apart once. Now I can't remember for sure. Sometimes I'll take them apart and then post the picture of it disassembled in a group of photos on my Instagram. So these are all number 8s, by the way, which just makes it even better. You know, I'm not sure I actually have had this apart before. Or I may have saved it for doing this. Okay. So we got 3 screws plus the pivot. Sometimes I like to kind of open it up to get more leverage to pop this apart. Okay, so here we go. A little bit of weight relieving here. Okay. And then, of course, I did not take off the pocket clip. Okay, but it does attach from the outside. Of course, then you got the scale here. And right here, you've got steel washer. Instead of in here, it came off with the bearing here. And you've got ceramic bearings, but there's your steel washer. You can see how it's got that groove in there to nest the bearings. So that's really cool. That's thoughtful. That's thoughtful. And then ceramic bearings. And look at this. Look at that. A little detent ramp. I mean, I can't tell you how many knives I've taken apart that were way more expensive. And do they give you that detent ramp? No. No, they don't. So, I mean, that's pretty impressive.
That is.
Yeah, I like that. Look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, they just... right there. That's just cool. Pop this out. This is what I did notice, though. I did notice this. Take a look at the pivot. Yeah, it's round. And it was turning on me. I had to stabilize it with my finger on this side. Thank God it wasn't Loctited or thread lockered in so hard that this was going to turn. So that's unusual. I mean, it's not unusual for TwoSun to have a round pivot like this. But recently, they've been doing some D-shaped ones, so I'm kind of surprised to see that they kind of reverted on this model back to a round. Because, yeah, it can get you in trouble if you put too much thread locker on it yourself or if it comes from the factory that way. But there's your bearings. And, of course, there's your steel washer. And, of course, your stop right there. So, and you've got some weight relieving there, and of course they didn't do it here. There goes your backspacer. You want to see the backspacer? And there goes, but you know, they couldn't do it in here because of course they got the carbon fiber laid over here, so they had to mill away a bunch of the titanium to do that. So absolutely, you know, pretty diligent in the fact, okay, we do have a place where we can take it out instead of just skipping that step. I think they just think about a lot of things when they do these knives. They're a lot more sophisticated than they used to be, so I will give them that. And so I think we'll just throw this dog back together pretty much. It looks pretty clean inside. KPL. Go to hell. Oh, whatever. I don't know. I like this. And we're going to put way too much lube on it just to piss people off. And where's my bearings over here? Pointing them out. Okay, here we go. So maybe just drop. That kind of thing. Very little. Oh, well, don't really need that. We need here. Pull this into the picture. Yeah, that's plenty. Okay, we got her lubed up, don't we? Backspacer. Just drops right on. It's not like wiggle back and forth, can't get it to press, can't get it. Just drops right on. Just another thing. And we got another set of bearings, and of course we're good here, and looks like we're all in. So it comes apart, goes together pretty easily. Makes a lot of. Okay. I think we're good. And throw this puppy on here. Give it a little bit of, not too much. And we're number 8s on here, right? Yeah. And yes, we are. Ooh, we had a shorter. I bet the shorter's up here. What do you want to bet?
Yeah.
I think the shorter's in the front part of the scale. So we did have 2 different size body screws. These are the same length. But see this one up front here? This is a shorter one. I guess I could reverse watch my video, how I took it apart. That's a good thing about having it on video. You know where these things went.
Or taking the screw out on the other side.
Oh, was that the pocket clip?
No.
No.
No, but I mean to see the length.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you could. Yeah, yes, you could. That makes sense. Why wouldn't I figure that out? No, okay, so that hit ground, so you're good. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, you could just unscrew that one and see which one's the short one. Wise guy. Okay. And you're so smart. What do you? I'll make you take these apart, and I'll just watch and crack jokes. How about that?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
You think?
Well, you built a couple Volvos in your time. You're from Sweden, right? So I'm sure you know how to operate that. Yes, and that's working. That's working good. Hold on. Let's see if we got any blade play, lock, rock. Nope. Does it look centered out there in YouTube land? Yes, it does. Oh, man. I'm almost getting good at this. Now, if the temperature would go down another 10 degrees, it'd be worth doing this outside. Lord almighty. Whew, it's like 82 degrees today, and I don't know. It must have been a little higher humidity than normal in the desert because it felt hot. Okay, so we're good. I love the action on this. Just, let's see. Leave the blade open while I do all this.
Yeah.
So I can try and cut myself.
Yeah, okay.
Why not?
Yeah,
you know?
why not?
Shit. If we're going to go, let's go. Get after it. Ah, yes, the TS162. If this isn't one of the best TwoSun knives ever made, then I'll be a monkey's uncle.
Monkey's uncle.
A monkey's uncle.
Okay.
And let's put TwoSun upside down here. There you go. There you go. Dear Mr. TwoSun, I'm going broke. Send me knives. Where's my bonus? Put me on the payroll. Okay. Hey, you guys, thanks for hanging in there. I'm not sure what we didn't answer, but I'm sure there's something we didn't point out or we screwed up, and that's the mark of genius. All right, you guys, we do. We love those knives, so
stay sharp.
yeah, that's right.